All right, guys, Jay coming at you from the Hooch, and I'm doing a follow-up to a follow-up to a follow-up on the camp rifle project. We've had this rifle out a lot more over the last several months out the camp, and we've changed it quite a bit. It was, in its base form, it was a stock Rossi RS22. Then we went ahead and we added a light to it, and we added a red dot, and we added a Pro Mag folding stock to it, which you can see it right there. That was the completion of that specific camp rifle build. We had a sling on it. We made a barrel shroud for it, and had just an absolute blast with it. Easily over 1,000 rounds through that specific setup there, and had a lot of fun out in the woods with it. So this last year, I kind of wanted to go back to the original Monte Carlo stock. I was finding that for more small game hunting, squirrel hunting, having that traditional stock on it just lended to a little bit more stability for me, for holding it, for shooting it, especially shooting it from a bench or from a rest or down in the prone. It really made a big difference for me, at least. So I was glad that I went back to that. So what we have in its current configuration is we ditched the folding stock, went back to the stock Monte Carlo stock to it, added a bipod from Civ Life. So this was, I have found, especially for sitting in a blind, let's say coyote hunting, this really, I liked the benefit of having a bipod with it. I didn't think I was going to, but the more I shoot it in those situations, the more I appreciate having that to it. So we have that bipod added to it, which is fully adjustable, so we don't have any issues there. It's nice and stable, fits right on everything, and folds right up when not in use, right? So I like that. Been real happy with it. We're still rocking the 25 round mags to it. Guys, I know they're like virtually impossible to get out there. Midway USA, I have found them in stock from time to time with their email notifications for in-stock items. That's kind of been the winner. I did reach out to Mossberg because they make that for the Plinkster 702, which the Rossi RS22 is the exact same gun. Mossberg said that they are just having issues with getting them from their supplier. That is it. They haven't quit making it. They're still in production. They're just having problems getting stock of it. That is all. So that makes sense, I suppose, to all of us out there. So I'm still rocking those magazines. Now, something that I did add to this, and I had taken the red dot off of it, right? My eyes this last year are really looking at irons or red dots. I've really had an issue with that. So I added to this, let's see here. So I had put on there a 3-to-9x40 scope, and I was okay with that. I didn't have any issues with it, in fact. No weight issues, no nothing. So I was pleased with that. But then I had an opportunity to grab a LPVO for it, and I thought to myself, I'm like, I have great success with that optic on my AR, so why not try it on a 22? I don't see anyone else using one on their 22, so I questioned the decision at first, but then I'm like, you know what? Let's go for it. Let's see what happens. Incredibly happy with it. It is staying on there. I like the idea that you can use it as a red dot if need be, or a 1X, and you can dial it all the way up to a 6X and really reach out there. So for me, the majority of my shooting is going to be in that 25 to 50 yards for squirrel hunting, but I could reach out to 100 yards plus if need be, especially setting up in a coyote blind. That would certainly come in very handy with that. So at 100 yards, able to shoot a 3-inch gong, a 3-inch steel gong with it with zero issues whatsoever. So total minute of squirrel setup. I think you guys have heard me say that a few times in past videos. It is a total squirrel setup. I like it a lot. So we have that added to it. I did paint the stock. I may end up painting it again. I may end up going to a full camo pattern like I do on my other rifles. But I use some camo tape wrap on it just to break up that silhouette a little bit. We still have the barrel shroud to it. And I'll tell you what, guys, I know a lot of guys are like, oh, why do you feel the need to have a barrel shroud? Well, even just a range session, just this past week, in fact, when you're shooting 50, 100, 150, 200 rounds, the barrel does heat up on you. And I'll tell you what, just from a simple matter of when you're grabbing the rifle, moving it around, I found myself that, just carrying the gun like this, you can feel the heat to the barrel there on that. So being able to protect your hand and to be able to protect the barrel itself if it's leaning up against a tree, falls over, whatnot, a barrel shroud is not a bad idea on your firearm. So real happy with that. And then we added a new weapons light to it. See how well you guys can see that. So put on an Enforce weapons mounted light to it. This one also happens to have the is also a IR light as well to it. So you could use that with night vision if you wanted to, which for coyote hunting would be just fantastic. But I don't, there is no IR laser on this gun. So I'm just specifically using it as just a standard weapons mounted light. Did a little bit of horse trading with one of the guys and grabbed that. I like it so far, easy to use. But that is it. That is my update on the camp rifle project. We're still coming in, even with the optic here, we're still coming in at like 5 to 5.5 pounds to it. So weight-wise, it's still in that nice sweet spot. I need to figure out a new sling configuration with it. I have a whole bunch of slings to put on there, and I need to find a better way for mounting one on the front. But yeah, that's it. So been super happy with it. Been getting lots of use out of it. And I'll tell you what, guys, for $100 or $120 base gun, it's been phenomenal. Absolutely, it's been everything that I wanted to get out of a camp rifle. As far as a 22 goes, I think everybody should have a 22 rifle and a 22 pistol. It just makes sense for a camp gun. It really does. So, anyways, that's all I got for you guys. The update on the camp rifle build, and that's it. So, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for following along, and we'll touch base with you guys soon. Be good.